All right, another quick one. This is buying your first home part 2. So after you get your loan approved and you found a house of your dreams and whatnot, then after that you're gonna have to pay. Depending on how old your house, you might have to get a lead. If you buy a house under like that's built before 1975, you most likely gonna have to get a lead base paint test, because back in those days you used to paint houses with leads like the 70s and down. And that's like if you have kids and they like scrape the wall and eat the paint, it comes off like in flakes. If they eat it, they could get poison and cancer and shit. So yeah, I mean, you gotta be careful. And if you do buy a house with lead and you want to get rid of all the lead in your house, it's very expensive to get rid of all the lead in your house. I'm gonna let you know that right now. It's a very expensive task to pay someone to come in and get rid of all the lead paint and then paint with modern day paint. So yeah, just let you know on that. And then another test you're gonna have to do. Well, I shouldn't call it a test. An inspection. You're gonna have to get a home inspector. And every other inspection you got to pay, like home inspector, termite inspection, and appraisal. All that you have to pay for. But let's start out with the home inspector. Now, the home inspector, it's good for you to be with them, because you will know if this person really knows their shit. Like when I bought my crib, this guy knew his shit. He was like, "Yeah, son, you made a good investment." So thank you. And because in my community, this shit's growing, so I ain't tripping. I got good equity in this mofo. Ain't nothing to brag about. But like I said, I'm in a place I ain't really worried about whatever happened. I'm good. I'm gravy out here. But another thing is, you have to pay for that, the home inspector, and it takes about 30 minutes to an hour, depending on how big your house is. It really depends. But they usually go through everything. Your attic. They check all the appliances in the house. If you got a crawl space, they go through that. If you don't, they don't. They check every system in it. They're just making sure that you're not getting ripped off. Everything is supposed to be there is working. They check the hot water tank. They check a whole bunch of stuff, but they just do an inside out inspection of your house. And the guy, he gave me like a book that shows like the life span of like every appliance. I didn't even know this existed, but I got this big ass book he gave me that has like how long everything lasts is, like when you need to start changing stuff. I was like, damn, I'm grateful for this. I like this book. So it's a good book he gave me. I was like, shoot, thanks. Appreciate it. But this guy knew his shit. I mean, dude had bread too. Okay, he told me it was before you even get to his house, you have to do a nice drive before. I was like, dang, your driveway that long? He's like, yeah, man. But that I probably should make a benefit of having a house with land. I probably have to make another video on that. Benefits of owning a house with land, because it's another side hustle I do, but I'll talk about it later. Another video. But yeah, the home inspector, good thing, because it also is gonna help you know, let's say the foundation is shift or some craziness. That's an expensive thing to repair too. If your foundation, your crib has shifted, you know how much money that is? You gotta get a structural engineer and all that craziness, man, that's some money. So yeah. So make sure you get that. Usually runs, let me see, I think that's like $5. Damn. I'm gonna say between $300, $400, $500 for that. Can't remember exactly, but it's been in between those ranges. Now, here's the next crucial one. This is the appraisal. Now, this is the bank's person. The bank sends this guy out. And when the bank sends this person out, this is to help you and the bank, so no one gets screwed. So basically what this appraiser does, he comes out, and what he basically does, he does like a median of how many houses been sold in your area, and he puts it like, okay, this house sold for 400, 500. He gets like a median price, and that's basically how you appraise your house. It's good to always go in with your house with equity, because equity is good. So most time you go in your house with equity. Like I bought my crib, I got equity. Most people do, so it's always a good thing. You always want to buy a house where you gain equity. Now, let's say the bank appraises your house where it's not like overappraised, where your house is worth more than what you're paying for it. Now let's say it's underappraised, meaning okay, houses are selling for 3, 4, 500 in your neighborhood, but no, they're not selling for that. The house is not worth what. Let's say they're asking 400,000 for the house, but the house only worth like 320. So now they appraise it. Let's say they appraise it for 300, and the buyer is not budging on that price. He wants his 320. So the bank will give you the option, but they'll only loan you 300,000. Now, if you really in love with that house, you're gonna have to come up with $20,000 to make that difference up if you want the house. And that's what happens if your house gets underappraised and it doesn't get appraised for what the person is selling it for. So just make sure if you want that house and the house dude wants 320 and the bank only appraised it for 300,000, you have to put 20,000 of your own money if you really want that house. And another thing I forgot to touch is that you also, once you find a house you like and all that good stuff, well, it's still the same thing. All the good stuff passed. Your appraisal is good. Your inspection is good. Your termite, if you do a termite inspection, that's probably the cheapest inspection you pay for. You pay for that. And also, you're going to go and do your closing. Your closing date usually takes 30 days because, banks go back and forth and they talk and all that. Your underwriter goes to make sure all the paperwork is right, all that good stuff. And then after you do that, they're going to actually choose a titling company. You go to the titling company, you sit there. I mean, everybody had different. Some people meet the seller, some don't. I met my seller. You got your realtor, the seller's realtor, if he can make it or not, or she can make it or not. Then you're going to have, God damn, what you call them? The notoriety person. Don't make fun. My English is fucked up. So, yeah. The notoriety, the guy that basically is like a witness and signs a document saying, okay, this party is doing it of their own free will. I guess, I don't even know who this lady was. I guess she was probably a witness or attorney. Probably she was an attorney. You usually probably have an attorney there. So you sit there, they go through all the documents. They're going to show how much you guys screwed, meaning how much the person that's selling their house, how much freaking profit they made off you. Motherfucker made like 100 racks off me. I was pissed. And they still wanted to sell me some cheap old ass appliance for $100. Like, man, if these appliances will come to the crib, I don't want that shit. That's what I told my realtor. But yeah, they're going to tell you, okay, you made this much. They're going to show you, go through how much you're going to pay a month. They're going to show you how much each realtor make, and you just sign. And once you sign, they give you the keys, and bam, you're a homeowner. And I've been in my house for about 3 years now. I'll tell you one thing. It never gets old. I don't even think it matters even if you have a house or apartment, but it never gets old when you put the key in and just turn that motherfucker. It's like, I'm home, yo. This is your comfort zone. This is where you do whatever the fuck you want. Like, nothing feels better than that feeling. And like I told my coworker and my homeboy, like once they got their crib, they said, man, you was right, man. This shit does not get old. Turn that key and just open that door. Like, yeah, this is my joint. You still got an expensive ass 30-year mortgage on it. Still, it's still yours, and you can't beat that feeling. That feeling just never gets old. I mean, you get excited all talking about it. But yeah, that's just when you're buying a home. And that's really it. Ain't much to it. Not a very hard process. I have to say it has probably been one of my scariest purchases ever because it's not like no dumb car. I could just pay cash for it. This is a whole nother ballgame. This is 100,000 a year type shit. And I'm getting up in that level yet, but I ain't there yet. But I'm working on it. But that's how you do it. But yeah, it ain't much to it. But yeah, keep on pushing. Keep doing you, man. Peace.